Hey there, everybody. Gary McGowan here from York Region Real Estate Investors Group and realestateventures.ca. I'm part of the brokerage Keller Williams Realty Centers here in Newmarket. And today I have something amazing for you. I wanted to talk to you about the top 3 questions for buying properties. And this can be your personal residence. This can be an investment property. In fact, this could even be something that you're looking to partner with somebody and you want to do a little bit more due diligence. And these 3 questions that I put together, I thought of these about 3 years ago. And since then, I've been asking myself these 3 questions. I ask my clients these 3 questions, and it really helps to filter out and filter in the good and the bad properties. So without further ado, let's get into these, right? This is it. These are the 3 questions. Nothing more, nothing less. I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. How can I buy the property? How can I add value to the property? And how can I sell it? How can I buy it? How can I add value to it? And how can I sell it? You ask yourself those 3 questions, and better than that, if you can answer these 3 questions, you will be so far ahead in your real estate investing career and be able to purchase properties that fit the type of criteria that you're looking for. This will just move your whole portfolio along very nicely. So let's look at these questions a little bit more in depth, right? So how can I buy it? Remember the first question. I know you wish you all had back pockets filled with cash like this guy. In fact, some of us wish we had backsides like this guy. In any case, how can I buy it? What does that mean? What type of financing do I need? Do I even need financing? Am I going to be buying this with cash, or do I need to leverage the bank or one of the banks? And if so, who's going to qualify for it? Am I going to qualify for the best type of mortgage? Perhaps not, but maybe my partner is. So knowing who's going to qualify for it. Excuse me. And how long of a closing am I getting? Is it a 30-day closing, nice and short, so maybe the sellers really need to move the property? Or you're going to do a long closing, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months even. And remember, the longer the closing, sometimes that helps with your long-term goals, your long-term plans. While we have a long closing, properties around the area, hopefully, are appreciating, and we have already negotiated a set price for ours on today's market price. So that really helps. How much cash is needed? When we close on a property, we need a down payment, we need closing costs, there's land transfer tax, perhaps we're doing some renovations. So we need to really gauge how much cash that we have and how much we're going to be putting into the property, and does that make sense? So that kind of wraps up question number 1, is how can I buy it? And as you can probably figure out, there's many more questions that go with the top 3, but remember the top 3 and you'll be moving ahead quite nicely. So what's number 2? Do you remember? How can I add value to it? So I like buying properties that I can add value to, right? Buying properties that I can do renovations to, perhaps. Maybe I want to add a unit, pull in another income stream. Maybe I want to bring in coin-op laundry system, invest in it today, but have it, a passive income throughout the months that I own the property. Can I renovate the property? Maybe the property already has 2 units and that's the most that you can do with it, but they're already dated. You can go in and renovate, put in new kitchens, new flooring, new paint, new trim, new bathrooms, and take your rents and increase it, $400 or $500 a month by doing that. That would be a great investment because you're getting instant cash flow back, and also you're going to be generating creating extra value to the property. Creating instant equity, you might call it. And can I buy it right? It kind of goes back to the first question, but can I buy it right? Or am I buying it right? Am I buying it at below market value even? And if I add some value to it, it's really going to bump up my equity that I have in it. Unlock hidden value. Well, I've kind of touched on some of these going through the way here, but perhaps there's a garage that's on site and the previous landlord has never rented that garage out. He just assumed that the tenants would take it and that would be it. Well, there's a few extra $100 there if you play your cards right by renting out that garage to the tenants. Maybe you divvy it up into 2 or 3 different sections and offer them storage and increase the rents a little bit. things like that. Question number 3, do you remember? How can I sell it? I know this might sound a little bit odd to be thinking about selling a property when we haven't even bought it yet. But I can tell you that this is one of the most important questions, and sometimes where we failed in understanding what it is that we're buying so we can sell it later. We're buying a property today. Well, who else is going to buy it? If we add value to it, add a second unit to it, who's going to buy it down the road? How long do I need or want to own this property? And when can I sell it? Can I sell it in 6 months from now and people are still going to want it? Or do I need to wait 3, 4, 5 years? Is it easy to exit? Are people buying this type of property? Are people buying the investment property that you just purchased? And if so, that's going to be an easier exit than one that isn't, obviously, right? Is there a profit? Can you sell it today with a profit, or do you need to wait a few years for you to see that profit? Do you have a minimum profit, or do you want to gauge your return and then sell it? Gauging your return, what I mean is, are you looking for 100% return on your money? And if so, you're going to have to wait some time to see that. You're probably going to have to wait 5, 6, 7 years perhaps to see that return. If you're buying in a conservative area and letting the mortgage, your tenants pay down your mortgage and a little bit of appreciation and that sort of thing, you're going to have to wait to really receive that return that you're seeking, which means you won't be selling the property for a few years to come. So just understanding what all that means is very valuable to when we go out and buy investment properties. And you can probably figure out that these questions would line up well, perhaps if you're buying your personal residence. Or maybe you just kind of tailor them a little bit to when you're partnering with somebody. You want to ask the top 3 questions and when to partner with somebody. Just kind of fine tune them a little bit. So top 3 questions again. How can I buy it? Who's going to buy it, right? How can I add value to it? Where's the extra appreciation that I can add to it, or extra equity that I can add to it? And how can I sell it? Are people lining up to buy that property today? And are you working with a good realtor or someone in your area that buys and sells properties like that? So there you go, top 3 questions for buying properties. How can I buy it? How can I add value to it? How can I sell it? Stick to those 3 and you'll be way ahead of the game. Trust me on that. So again, this is Gary McGowan from the York Region Real Estate Investors Group at Keller Williams Realty Centers here in Newmarket. Love to help you out with your buying real estate or selling real estate and want to have a great realtor on your side. Love to do that for you. Or you're just looking for some advice on some properties, please give me a call. I'd love to do that for you. That's it for now. Talk to you soon. Soon is now. Let's connect. I'm on Facebook, Gary A. McGowan, and of course I'm on Twitter, Gary Allen McGowan. Connect with me there. I love interacting with people on social media, and reach out to me. Give me a ring at the office here. Love to sit and talk with you about real estate investing and your next purchases or sales. Talk to you soon. That's it for now.